Yesterday came three guys into my house. They were looking for a place to stay. Let me tell you what really happened to them. The police went to where they were staying, and then when the police arrived in the night, and then they didn't find these guys, and then these guys were at work. So when these guys came back, they found the boots print. So they asked the owner of the house, because these guys are renting. They are renting, they are four. So they asked the owner of the house, we see the boots print all over, what was happening? And then the owner of the house said, police came. Police came, they were looking for you because you are foreigners. Okay. So the following day, police came again in the middle of the night. So when the police came in the middle of the night, they knocked. So when they knocked, then the guys inside the house asked, who are you? They said, we are police. So when these guys were preparing to open the door, and then those police, there were two guys and three ladies. So those two guys, they entered that house through a window. The police, I'm talking about police. Police, they entered into that house through a window. So after they got in through a window, and then they told those guys that we are looking for IDs. Where are your IDs? So these two guys, they took out their IDs. The two had the Mozambican IDs. They took out their IDs and showed to the police. And then the others, they didn't have IDs at all. So, but those other two guys, the IDs which they were having is a Mozambican IDs. So now, the police took these guys into the taxi, because the police were using a taxi. So these guys, they took this, the police, they took these four guys into their taxi. So, because these guys, they said they didn't, the police, okay, the police, when they were in the house, they said, give us money for bribe so that we should not arrest you. They said, give us at least 600. So these guys, they said, we don't have money because it's not yet a month end. So the other guy was having 200. So he gave it to the police. So now the police took these four guys into their taxi. When they took them, these guys who are from Mozambique, the four guys, they went with the police through a taxi to go and borrow money from Mashonisa. So when they arrived there at Mashonisa, and then Mashonisa, they packed their taxi there, and then those four guys, they went to Mashonisa in the middle of the night to borrow money to give the police for bribe. And then, so when they arrived, they knocked into that house of Mashonisa, and then Mashonisa came out and asked them, what do you want? And then they said, we are coming to borrow money because the police want to arrest us right now. So, and then, so the police, the Mashonisa, they didn't give these guys the money. The Mashonisa said, I don't have money, but what these police are doing is wrong. They cannot break into your house where you are staying, and they cannot even collect your money for bribe. So now, the police took these 4 guys into the local police station with that taxi. When they arrived them, they made these guys to sign the papers, and then these other guys were like this. The other 2 guys who didn't have those IDs, and because they didn't even have money to pay those police, and then they were chained. So when they arrived into the police station, and then they made them sign, and then they shoot them pictures, and then after, then they returned with those 4 guys and told them, if you don't get money for us, we will come and arrest you. So now that's the reason they came to me. They said, we are looking for a place to rent. They said, we are looking for a place to rent. So when they came and said that we are looking for a place to rent, so myself, I told them that, as long as you don't have proper papers, I'm even afraid of the same situation, that they will discover that you are staying in my place, and then they will still come and harass you or arrest you or something. So what happened is this. I'm really shocked by the conduct of the police, because one of these police guy is a local guy, and I know him and he know me, and we know each other. So, but I've been so surprised of their conduct, because in other words, they were they were like, how can I use it? Yeah, the police were using their power to twara these guys poho. Yeah, so now, after they were brought back from police station, then they explained to the owner of the house that this is what happened to us. So the owner of the house went to this local guy who is a police and said, why you came into my house and enter through a window, being a police, and you even took a bribe? It was better, if you want to arrest these guys or deport them, you were supposed to do so, but not getting into my house through a window and even collect a bribe. So this local guy who is a police said, no, it's not me, it's those ones who were influencing me, because if I refuse them to enter there into that house, they should have been surprised, wondering why I refused them to enter into that house. But their conduct was wrong, because how can a police enter your house through a window? And how can a police tell you to give them bribe? So now that guy, he made a call. When he made a call to his police friends, they said, no, we will bring that money back, so. And then those guys, they feared for their life until they came to me. They asked for a place to stay. See? So they are no longer here with me. They looked for somewhere to stay. But I'm surprised, how can police do such kind of corruption? in our watch.